active. Okay, here's how it's going to work. You come to the mat. You signal, you're going to signal for the poison bird. We're going to shoot and throw the bird. I will give you a number. After you get your number, you're released to run the blinds. You're going to run the right-hand blind first, then the left-hand blind. The gun is going to then retire, and then you're going to pick up the mark last. Got it? You always, a couple things you always want to make sure when you have diversions. Are you calling for the diversion, or are the judge is doing it automatically? That's question one. Question two is the judge going to release you by giving you a number, or are you on your own? Because if you talk to your dog before you get your number, you're out. But if you don't get a number and he says you're on your own after the bird hits the ground, then you're good to do whatever. So just make sure you know what the rules are. And if you don't know, ask the judges or the marshal. All right.
Where's the other blind?
The other blind is, see where that holding blind is? It's to the right, and you'll have to watch them pick it up and watch the plant. All right, dog to line. Oh, the last piece of information. You're going to send from the mat the advanced dogs, but you can move forward to handle. Okay? This is test dog to line. Okay? Test dog, that means you're released.
Back.
Now move forward a little bit, because you see how you lose sight of them there a little bit? Yep, come on, handle. You see where you got to go. You got to get between those bushes. Toot. You're working the collar? Okay, so, you see, here, call them in, here, blow a sit whistle, here, toot, here, you correcting them at all? Here, toot, blow a sit whistle, no, scream no, no, holler no again,
No.
here, toot. All right. Here. He's got to come in. He doesn't want to come in. He's got to come in. You got to make him come in. He's still hunting. No, make him sit. Every time he hunts, you blow a sit whistle. All right, now you can handle. Now I want you to walk a left angle back up. I want you to get to the left of that round bush. You see where the keyhole is? No, I want the dog to be left of the bush. You need to handle him to the left of that round bush.
Over.
You'll help your cause if you move forward. That's why I gave you permission to move forward. Move up there, further. Keep going. Keep going. Get up on that high little knob there. Even the next one. Okay. If you like your footing from there, do it from there. No, you don't want verbal back though. Toot. Here. They're going to throw you out if you don't get left of that bush. I promise you. It's game over. You know what bush I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the big round one.
Right.
Over.
The one he went to the right of. You see what I'm saying now? Yeah. Go ahead. All right. Everybody see where that blind is? Your biggest thing. No, don't worry about it. Listen, this is going to make you better in baseball when you're up on the pitcher's mound and they're all screaming at you. Come on back. Get rid of the bird. Just dump the bird behind you. Tell them dead bird. You got a better look this time.
Dead bird. Dead bird.
All right, go with that.
Good. Back.
Now move up where you were handling before. Now he's probably going to do a similar, okay, that's better. But once again, the danger is going to be probably on the right, probably. Or maybe not. Toot. There's a. Keep moving to your right. Okay. Now we don't want to pass this on the left. You want to be on the right side of the marker because you'll miss it. See, you went to the left of the marker. Ooh, I wonder what he did there. Did he see the ribbon flashing? Blow a toot-toot. He's deep enough. He saw the bird there.
You can tell if he's deep with that.
I couldn't, if I didn't watch the bird boy walk out, I don't think I could have. But I just knew that blind wasn't as long as you thought.
Hey, kid.
You're good. Now come back and pick up the mark. The dog was better there.
Yeah.
Now you got to sell him on the mark. Now you're gonna. Seriously, it's 3-2 count, and the game's on the line. This is good stuff for you. A lot of dogs are going to want to go to the right of this poison bird. You're going to need to step forward. Okay, all right, right there. Now you got to sell them and give them permission to pick it up by telling them right there, good, or yeah. What do you think? Well, yeah, I don't think I'm going to handle if. Yeah, you would send them on this. You'd send the dog on the name here, but. I don't think that's the easiest mark. It's kind of down just over the height of the bushes. And I think if you set up a hunt behind the holding blind, remember how I said they like to hunt on the downwind side of a retired gun? If you got a little bit of a crosswind? Only thing we're going to have to be a little conscious of here is, fatigue if they have a big hunt here. I think he's okay though. I don't think there's a ton of exertion involved in this. Okay.
Bird bag is in line with actual bird.
What's that?
I just realized the bird bag, they wind it.
You talking about the bird bag and the poison bird deal?
The poison bird and the bird bag are kind of from the same
Depth?
From the same gust of wind. So
Yeah. Well, if you're left of the holding blind, you won't win the bird bag because the bird bag's on the right of the.
Yeah, that dog was on the right.
Yeah. I call it taking them off their feet. I like to have them step back just to give you some form of compliance behavior. If they don't want to reheel, chances are they're not going to sit and cast. So you better win this argument. Okay? Yeah, or anybody.
Have Connor stand on the flag for a second.
And Connor, when you get to there, just stand at the flag for a second. Stand right there.
Will you show me where you want me to land?
Yeah, keep walking that way. Stay nice and low. Right in there, right there. That if it goes a little longer than that, fine. Okay, so we talked about now. You saw where he's going to throw the bird. You got we got all this crap in the way, right? How are we going to play that? Where are we going to stand when we go for the mark? But the next thing is, when the dog passes this bush, you can move forward. So you want to take advantage of that. You at least want to get up here on the short blind. Because you saw what happened with that dog? He made the break to the right, and when you were standing here, he didn't see it soon enough. He didn't react to it soon enough. So, he started to fail that blind at about 50 yards out, 40 yards out. That dog, if you don't win that argument before they pass that little island, you're in trouble. Because if you can't get a cast here, you're sure shit not going to get one out there. So, win it on the mat. Even if you don't get the great initial line, you need to change their attitude when they hit the flat. If they show any rightward tendencies, if you let it develop, it's harder to change. If you blow sooner and they're not committed and they don't build downwind momentum, fading with the wind, it's easier to manage it. The longer you let that downwind fade get established, the harder it is to change. So you'll want to come up here and just kind of say, well, where do I feel like good casting deck is? Now, this is a little lower. I don't think once you get out there, elevation is significantly helpful as far as seeing the dog. This is a little, I want to see if I got to walk a leftover route, where am I going to be walking so I don't have to worry about falling? I think you'd probably be in this zone here. If you felt you wanted a little more height, you could come here, but this is a little bit trickier, right, to cast. So scan your, I call it a handling deck. Know where you're going to be when you're handling, so you don't have to worry about your feet. You don't want to be looking down when you should be looking out. So get up here and study. This has got a nice, you can walk left, you can walk right, pretty friendly. As friendly as you're going to get on this hill. Other than that, make sure you know where the wind's blowing and don't miss the blind on the upwind side. When you have, especially when you have a blind that's hard to judge the depth, best way to not need to judge the depth is be on the downwind side when you cross it. You know where the marker is. Now you know where the wind is. You can see where the dog is. As long as you pass perpendicular to the wind on the side, downwind side of the blind, you shouldn't be able to get by it. I'm not talking 20 feet downwind. I'm talking a little bit. You want to stay on line or slightly upwind. When you, and again, these are once you start to approach the last 15% of the blind. And on the left one, it's a little hard to tell what it is, right? When you start to approach it, and if you're not battling a crosswind argument, make sure you pass it on the right. Now, Mookie either saw the flag whipping or saw the bird on the ground, but he passed it on the upwind side. If I was a judge right there, I'd make that, I would have a marker that wasn't flapping, and I'd make sure the bird was laying not out. I mean, I don't want one dog to have a drake belly up and one dog to have a hen where it's hard to see. That's not right. So I try to make sure the dog doesn't see the bird from 15 yards away. But we're going to go with it here. I will, now that's the most advanced version. You guys with some younger dogs, we can run it from right here. This takes the complexity of the initial line out of it. If we needed to, if you ran the long blind from over in here, it's a much friendlier, it's an easier path. You might have a little trouble with the background, but those are some options. Moving forward, because you drop elevation so much, probably not going to help you. But I think if you, and this isn't, he got there pretty quick. I don't think the distance is going to be a factor for you guys. It's the crosswind. If I was doing this with all age dogs, I'd make that blind, I'd make it 75 to 80 yards deeper, or maybe 100 yards. As long as I knew they could hear me. The reason I do that, not just because I want to do longer, but because if I get into an argument and correct on a crosswind fade, I'll have enough time to win my argument and get them to commit to holding the crosswind before they run into the bird. It's frustrating. You give a cast into the wind and they fade, you give another cast in the wind and they fade, another cast in the wind and they get the bird off of essentially a cast refusal. That's what I really, so if I know I'm getting close to the blind and they haven't given me what I consider an adequate left-handed cast in a crosswind, I'm going to bring them in and win that argument before they get to the point where they can find the bird. I'm going to try hard not to let them pick up the bird off of a cast refusal, especially not off of 2 or 3 cast refusals. Does that make sense? Now, with that being said, the dogs will tell us and things will happen, and usually doesn't happen the way you think, but that's everything going through my head to start for somebody, and it's a simpler start. But you still got to do the back half. Just right in that little bottom there, that little flat area, or you can do right from here if you like, if you can see better.
Heel. Heel. Here.
The best way to do a crosswind landblind is don't let them on the downwind side to the end. Best advice. You snap a chalk line from here to that blind. Don't let them on the right until you're in the red zone.
Can I see that, the first short blind is to the right or the left of the...
Holding blind?
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, it's left of that round bush.
Yep, I got it.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we're just standing by here. I didn't kind of hear the instructions too good when I got...
You're gonna signal for the mark.
Okay,
After the bird hits the ground, I'm gonna give you a number.
okay.
When you get your number, you run the right-hand blind. You're on your own to run. What I just said about not letting them out is the best advice I ever got. Don't let them at that. The minute they hit the line of the blind, stop them. 50. When you have a dog that you can tell is not going to be good, or if the crosswind's really hard.
Next dog.
Yeah, nobody's picked. She didn't pick up any birds at all, so we're good. Okay, now slow down. Verbal. This is verbal right. Back.
Back.
Because you don't want much. See how that, you didn't get too much right? Yeah, that was a great whistle right there. Let her go a little bit. Toot. I'd give her right hand with a little voice. I'd give her, stop her. You got to move her over a little bit. Now I might go a little silent with the same cast, with a slight step. No, you got to go toot. No, we're going for the right hand blind.
Oh, I see. I'm on the wrong blind.
Yeah.
Sorry. My eyes are not...
Sir, yep, that's all right. She went. You threw your hand up to talk to me, and she went. She gave you a beautiful cast. There you go. You're right through that hole, right there. Toot. Left hand straight up, silent. Tiny step left. Good. Great cast. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You're perfect. You're golden. You're going to win it right there.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right, bro.
Now you got to pick up the mark. Well, have her deliver the bird first. But after she gets the bird, pick it up.
Maybe she gets in?
No, yeah, you got to pick up the mark. You did great. You blow some pretty timely whistles. Now get her looking where that mark was. Yeah, get her. Yeah, make her do that. Get her squared up. There you go, right there.
Whoops, wrong dog.
You're okay. Here, I'll take your bird. And I'll put this over. Good spot. I'll just flip it right over there. I thought, isn't that an interesting little mark? Wouldn't you have thought she'd have gotten it right there? Where's she at? Did she? Yeah, she.
When you get out there, I wonder if those bushes kind of angle up and it just kind of blocks it.
Yeah, she did a nice job of recovering. Now you get to do the blind you wanted to do.
Okay, I gotta make sure it's right out in the middle of that open spot.
Yeah, see if
I can see
you.
it really.
Yeah, look at the top of the hill, all the machinery.
Yeah.
See to the right edge of the machinery, there's a dirt mound.
Yeah, I see it.
It's almost in line with that. Make her heel back. Heel. I want her looking at the blind or left of the blind before she. There you go. You can just drop the bird behind you.
Leave it.
Sit.
Sit.
You want to influence her left, not right. So you want to step forward. That's a reasonable look.
No. Back. Back.
Okay. Just got to kind of read her intent here. I mean, you're not in a bad spot, and she's making a little movement on her own, and that's a good place to go through. Now we want to move. Good whistle. Toot. Interesting how they wanted to go left instead of right here.
Back.
Blow. Okay, just take a second. Take a step and a right angle back, silent. Because we need to move her over. Toot. Go ahead and do it again. You might have to add voice. There's a little dip there. Where'd she shoot? There you go. You're in a good spot. You're dead at the blind now. You're perfect. You're perfect. She can't get by it, I don't think. I don't think. Right there. See? You're going to get called back to the water blind. Good. Good for you. Okay, let's plant the blinds. She's a sweet little dog. She's tried. Huh?
The wind comments.
Yeah.
really kind of
You know, but they haven't reacted on the two dogs that ran the long blind showed them more tendency to want to go left. Whether or not it's more of a terrain at that point, I don't know. The short blind might be harder than the long blind. Jeez. We're ready. Am I? Am I? Have you had any luck on the speaker? What? Test. You want me to sing like Frank Sinatra songs or something? Okay, get ready to do. Look at we got.
All right.
We get.
Let me look at it.
All right. Here's my rule.
Okay.
If you feel you need to look at it, you leave her in the holding blind. You have somebody hold. But I hate to come up here and have this downtime, or have her sit there.
All right. I'm ready.
But I mean, if you need to take a look, that's fine. But just don't do it with the dog at your side.
I just wasn't here when you guys ran the test dog. So
Okay.
I'm ready.
Dog 52.
Leave it. I got a dead bird. Heel. Sit. Dead bird. Right there. Back.
You can move up.
Lock. Back.
You see how the dog turned that way? They're programmed to turn opposite of their previously given cast. It's a natural thing. That's why no hands back work so often, because you can predict which way they're going to turn based on the previously given cast.
No.
I can't tell what the depth is, but I think she's a little short of it. Okay, this is what I want you guys to do now, is watch the dog. Count the strides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 or 7 full strides past the bush.
Pat, I didn't understand what you were saying about when the dog turned the wrong way, and then what did you say?
You see, he gave a left-handed cast. He stopped the dog. He gave another left-handed verbal back, and the dog turned right. I said they're typically prone to being programmed to spin opposite of their previously given cast. So the fact that she turned to the right and he cast left was actually not, in my opinion, wasn't a bad thing. I said that's why a no hands back will work. Oh, okay. I didn't give you the instructions adequately. I was going to have you run both blinds with the bigger dogs and then run, but that's okay. They're I think Eli threw you an easier bird. Eli, did that guy pay you to throw a short bird?
Yeah, he said he'd give me $20 extra.
Well, make sure he pays you. Those are called buddy birds, when your buddy's out in the field throwing for you at the field trial and you get the one big drake out of the bag. You're just, okay. You're on your own to run the other blind?
Yeah, is it down?
Yeah, it's down. They're all both planted at the same time.
Heel. Heel. Sit. Way out.
Right there. Right there. Way out. Back!
You can move forward. I would get up by the forward. You-
No.
See what I said?
I don't understand
No.
though.
Because the whistle told her, the whistle gave her the information when she went left that she needed to go a different place. So she's already leaning to go the other way in an effort of compliance. Now it's acting more like a cross. Oh!
Over.
She just winded it there. Well, she's on point.
Look.
You can't.
Over. Over. Over.
Okay. Right. All right, I have a question. Can I yell at you?
Yeah.
Tell me why you weren't here to watch test dog and see instructions.
I had a medical emergency.
Okay, that's a good reason.
Yeah, I'm a diabetic, so my insulin pump quit working.
Okay. Well, you know what you do in that
I had to drive
situation?
40 miles, get insulin, and then
No
come
shit.
back.
Okay.
Heel. Hold.
All right.
Sit.
I mean, that's a good reason. I was like saying, oh, I was like, what? But let me tell you though,
Sit.
in that situation, okay, no. Come up and talk to the marshal.
Yeah, that's
You should be able to watch some
No,
dogs.
it's a training thing, so I get it. If it were a licensed test, I would do that.
Okay.
But because it was a training thing, and I'm like,
Okay.
I'm gonna slow everybody.
Totally got it. Totally got it. We're ready. Dog the line. Test.
We have no connection. And it seems like it's receiving you, but I got no voice.
Let me see what I got here. This I may have to use the other body pack. Go check that. It'll show on the back of the deal. It's
Yeah, it's picking up. It's doing the deal like it's picking up voice, but it's not playing.
Oh, did you have a question? I'm sorry.
I just wanted, the speaker wasn't working when we ran test dog, so on this blind too, I can move forward.
You can move forward after your dog is sent. Yeah, is sent on both blinds.
Okay.
All right. The only other instruction is you're going to signal for the poison bird.
Heel.
You're going to signal for the poison bird, and when the bird hits the ground, I'm going to give you a number. When you get your number, you're free to run the blind. But wait for your number. Okay?
Sit.
Dog 20.
Leave it. Heel. Heel. Leave it. Dead bird. Sit. Sit. Dead. Right there. Back.
There's that hole I told you guys not to get in. He got out of it though. It's going to be a hard cast to get right here. See what I mean? Come on. Remember what I said about winning the argument? Don't pick up the blind off of a cast refusal? Now no, she's not there yet. Now she's there. Now I want you to pick up the long blind before you get the mark. Send back from here. Receive back at the mat. This your derby, Doug? You want to just do a move up close and do a single in a blind? Or you want, yeah. I mean, you can move up there and just soften the initial line. All right, left-hand blind now. You can hand me the bird if you like.
Heel, heel, sit.
Did you guys read when I said she's not going to take this cast? Could you sense it? Because she dove, she shot through that hole and built up a lot of right momentum. I said, there's no way this dog's going to take this cast. I'd have cast and blown immediately. I'd have given the cast, given her one step. If she turned back, I'd have blown again really hard, and I'd have waited before I cast again. You know, I don't think in a game day, I wouldn't want to go through that broad opening. You know, I think that's too far left for judges. You see what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it helps you either, but that's significantly offline. Now she's dead online. What did you guys learn from Birdie? If they go right, they're out of sight. There's a little dip there, but you can add voice if you have to. Add voice if you have to. She's probably just sitting there in that little dip, see? Come on, be sharp. You see how he got caught in a bad spot? He's not up there in that deal. He can't walk a lateral cast up. It's still, I mean, she's sitting, I don't know. That's not the blind. There, she just winded it, I think. Now, if I yell at you, don't tell me you had to go have a kidney transplant or something.
What's that?
I said, why? I mean, I made a big point out of being here so you don't get caught not being able to walk out of cast.
Oh, and when you did, I didn't hear it on the speaker, but I was watching the dog run. And
no, but afterwards, I made a big talk about like, well, don't miss that stuff.
Side of the head, that's okay.
I mean, don't miss that stuff. Danny Farmer ain't missing it. Farmer's up here. He's not only doing it, he's paying it. Here's the things you want to do. You want to watch the judge's reaction. That dog goes through the left-hand hole like he did, and I said, I'm not sure a judge is going to like that. Make sure you look at the judges. They're going to look at each. If they don't like it, they're going to show you. You're going to see some reaction that they're not happy with that. You get a dog that maybe is a little wide or fat at a certain point, because what chances are they're going to look at each other and say, you know, or give you an indication they don't like it. They're going to telegraph it. And if they're doing test dog, they're going to tell the test dog, get online. You're going to watch where they sit. If they're right behind you, they're probably fanatics about being perfectly online. If they sit over there, they may be a little bit more relaxed. But start to look at, you know, and then the other thing you do is when you get up there, take your cell phone and take a picture. So you can use the field markers when you're watching it from the gallery. You'll know like, oh, that dog's pretty left. You can study, you can blow it up, put it on an iPad. You can study little objects. You haven't picked up the mark yet, have you?
I know, I forgot about it.
So, well, I have to pretend.
Is there more to that?
Huh? I've got another one of those.
Yeah, it's receiving it. It shows it does.
Read it.
So do you,
Cannot find anything wrong up there.
and do you think there's any chance there's some problem with the auxiliary? I guess the only way we could tell is if we had it on another.
The speakers.
I tell you what, she got a pretty damn good. Well,
I think I got lucky.
even if you don't, you got to believe you can. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do a single. Do a single retired. You got to pick up the mark and then do the blinds. Do you want to do one? It's up to you.
Yeah, let's try it at the
Okay, here we go. But I think you want to run it from up. Okay, come on up. I really don't need this jacket on anymore. Maybe because I got all the hot air coming out of my mouth. That $50. There's no way in the world I'd let a dog in that gap. I'd go down, that right-handed gap. It's just, you're just nothing. Oh, you're 20, 30 yards short. He knows it too.
Back! Back!
That's his fault. He's looking at you. Now you got the risk of him missing it on the upwind side. He's sitting right behind that bush. I can start to see his head. He'll probably move when you step. Maybe that isn't him. Did he ever move?
Yeah, I thought.
He's still sat.
Up here, Rory. Back!
Okay, now he's got the bird. You want to pick up the mark now and then do the other blind? So why do you use a hand on the mark and not on that blind? Okay. I asked him why he didn't put a hand down when he set on the blind. But he did it on the mark. Put the hand down on the mark, but not on the blind. He said he forgot. But I'll tell you, well, let me address that in a minute. If you do the other blind. Hey, Jory, hold on just a minute. I need to use the restroom. Got something going here. Let me give you some very specific cues that I've been taught to use. If you're going to acknowledge or point out a gun prior to signaling, putting your hand in and saying the word mark and cueing with a hand is reserved for 2 retrieves. Long retired and long disciplined retrieves. The no hand right there, quiet, is reserved for short birds that they have a tendency to overrun. Everything else is somewhere in the middle. 90 99% of the time, I don't put my hand down on a short memory bird. 99% of the time, I do put my hand down on a long punch bird. 101% of the time, I'm going to use a hand on a blind. Not necessarily to improve the blind, but to preserve the significance of no hand. You understand what I'm saying? Do you not understand what I'm
I
saying?
just lost it. To preserve the significance of no hand.
Of not using a hand.
Oh.
The hand, when I come like this and I go right there, I want them to say, I want them to open their nostrils and say, all right, you know, I want them to go in there and if I don't use a hand and I send them on a blind and they get like, I mean, what you've done, if you program that it doesn't mean anything, then that's fine. But the hand makes no hand significant and the no hand makes the hand significant. Just like the verbal versus the silent. The distinction between the two makes each of them more powerful. But if you cross lines and you tell them right there and you send them out of hand and you're giving them the cues to go and hunt and then they get in trouble when they go and hunt, what makes them believe you and trust you when you do want them to go and hunt? When you're doing that 10 series of the National and they overran the short bird and they're a little worried and you're trying to go right there easy and they go, I ain't believing you anymore. I'm telling you, it's the real deal. So whatever the cues you use, be consistent. And and I'm only confused, and if you have a different style and say, I just don't do it that way, okay. But my hand is used, when my hand comes down prior to ascend, it's to identify, prior to signaling, it's to identify a long discipline retrieve and most likely a long retired gun. The only other time is in training is when I do a long single first past other guns, where it's a head swinging, but they're both signify a behavior of discipline. That's totally what it means. Like, hey, this is serious, I'm not kidding around, you better pay attention. There's going to be a quiz. When I send, the hand comes down on a go bird for the sequence of events that lead up to being sent. Mostly A, steadiness, and B, a check, double check. Like when they look back at this gun or they know on your marks, get set, I'm about ready to go. But I'm not going until I hear the word. That's why I don't like just that sick 'em send as soon as the bird hits the ground. Because A, they're on a hair trigger, and B, I just think and you see it a ton in hunt tests, but the hunt test is all about braking. Why don't you use something that helps control braking? The hand coming in, the sequence of events, without a doubt, tells a dog he doesn't go until the hand comes down, there's a delay, and then the send. He doesn't go on the first word uttered. And when it comes to picking up memory birds, once again, I reiterate the significance of a check down bird and that confirmation soft cue. It's not so much the word as how you say the word. It could be mashed potatoes or cheesecake, but whatever it is, I want it to go, whoo, okay. And then the hand, and you go mookie. Versus, I've got probably 3 types of sends on a mark. The go bird or the medium distance send, which is mookie, or right there, good, easy, mookie. Or there's heel, sit, mookie. Create a distinction, create a variance. You can get dogs to do birds that they don't know are there if you build in the tools to show them what that means. Some people say way out. If I'm going to say way out, I'm going to say way out. Tell them to mark, don't ask them. Don't go, where's your mark? Mark, pay attention. On those punch birds, you can see a million of them here. If I'm going across the big lake, damn right I'm putting a hand in. But the hand's going to mean something. And I'm not going to dilute it. And I'm not going to dilute the key of the short check down bird by not using it when I wanted to do something disciplined. That's all. Is that, and I don't know what your program is. If you've got a different routine, but you're headed to the big leagues with these dogs. whatever pattern you do, stick to it, but be consistent about it. And I think I'm confused by it. Go like, what? And maybe your training group and your mentors do that, and that's totally good. But I think you're missing an opportunity to get these dogs more sophisticated by mixing up these cues in random ways.
That makes sense.
Okay. I told you. Right here? Okay. Those are key things. I'm not ranting to hear myself talk. I'm telling you, pay attention to it. I mean, you don't have to have the same cueing system, but whatever you do, it's only going to be significant if you use it consistently and find a routine. Ready? Signal for the mark, wait for your number.
Here.
This guy's looking where the marks were. He goes, that flyer was out there, wasn't it?
Sit.
22, run the blind.
Dead bird. No bird. No. Here. Dead.
You got a whistle?
I do this time. Yeah.
I was going to make you do push-ups if you didn't.
Back.
Okay. Okay. Four-letter word here, guys. Probably might have been a right, but it needed to be verbal. This better be verbal. I assume you're going right. Okay. Sometimes it looks easy and sometimes it looks so hard, doesn't it? This is going to be good for you to come back now, and you're going to kill it this time. You know, you've got to. The one thing Rex did is he just aggravated you enough to get pissed off at him, and then he said, "That's the attitude I want you to have on a blind. I want you to be a little bit angry. I mean, just, you know what I mean? Can you feel that means?" No, I'm not, there's no way I'm going to be denied here. And he'd do it, and then he'd say, "All right, can you flip that switch inside yourself when you need it?" All the good athletes have it. To me, this would be a verbal right straight up, but they wanted that left hole though, and I'd like to put them through that hole to the right. But I don't know why they want it. Is there any chance that, what is that hanging from the tree?
Garbage.
No, this is,
Want me to run out and get it after this?
no, I don't, because it's been there. But I didn't think that'd have any influence, but it is interesting while they're going that they want that left spot. But you see, that's not the garbage. They for whatever reason, that's a place they want to be. They want to be left there, and they want to be right when they get deeper. These are good land blinds. Okay? Now you got to make sure okay, he saw the marker. All right.
Pat, did you see that white
That's what I asked. I don't know what.
flying? I think it's attracting them.
I see what you're saying.
Fishing lure.
But the only thing I say is, even when they get past it, they want to go left. But I did look at that, I think. And earlier, it wasn't as obvious, but I saw, I thought, oh, I wonder if that's just a branch that's, but there's some. You want to yank it out of there and see if I'm going to yank it just because I want to see if it changes the dog's behavior.
Mark. Mako.
There's a Mako's got it. That's right, but
Your healing stick is
I saw.
yeah,
stick up there.
I can grab. Okay, let's go. No, you're right. Just step your game up, and you know when you launch your dog, move up a little. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, they didn't actually plant yet, did they? And look at it. Evan was sharp. He saw the dog knock the blind marker over, and he popped it up. All right, now we're ready.
Heel. Sit. Sit.
Dog,
Leave it.
run the blind, please. See, I like to re-heel them. I like to take them off their feet, make them just like that. Make that move right there. And when they come back, slam them down with the word sit. Punctuate that re-heel with a sit.
Leave it. Dipper.
Get an act of compliance when they're on the mat. It's going to pay off in the field. Back! Come on. Need to get left of that round bush now.
The one up on top?
Yeah, because the blind's left of it. That's the hole. You can go through that hole, but you just got to make sure they go left of that round bush. But be careful. I didn't mean that far right. So what's the chance that she's going to take this cast? Yep, pretty much what I figured. That's all right. She took that cast, and he didn't even mean it. But don't miss it on the left, though. Blow. Keep blowing it coming.
Oh, God. Damn, I can't see that far.
Yeah, but
So do we pick up the second blind and the poison bird last?
I'll let you decide.
Okay.
You can do it either way. She, other than a couple, she wasn't too bad there. I mean, I would probably run the other blind.
Heel. Heel.
Sit!
Here.
You see how when he looks away and steps away, how she got up and walked around? Keep her in a disciplined state of mind.
Dead bird. Dipper. Sit. Good. Right there. Right there. Good. Way out there. Back!
You can move up. Move a little more forward. Move a little more forward. Your best handling deck is that next little. Okay, well Yeah, you got to get it right now. Don't be the guy jumping off the Empire State Building. Going through the dip. Straight. See how she turned opposite of the cast? You see how that worked? Even Smokey would have liked that one. Do you see what I said about the no? See how she turned?
I didn't see what cast he gave.
He gave her no hands back.
Yeah.
He had just given a right cast, and he stopped her just almost in line with the blind, and he just said back, and she spun left and went straight back.
Hide your bark. Hey, hide your bark. Sit.
Oh.
Hide your bark. Heel. 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 Here. Heel.
Now, if you think there's a chance she's really going to have trouble with this, I wouldn't mind having him step out because she's given us a lot of good effort here. But if you want to just go for it, I mean, I'm okay either way.
Heel. Heel.
But I'd like this, and what I'm saying is I'd like to reward this dog with a good final experience. Eli, step out a second. Eli, step out. Just stand right there. Wave a little bit. Hey, hey. I'm going to have the gun help her. I'm not going to let her fail this mark. Take one step towards your bird, Eli. Take a step towards your bird. No, she didn't respond to that. I thought she might just bump over.
Can I handle her to it?
No.
Okay.
I want you to grab. Well, let's let her. I mean, in that situation, I might have just threw the single. I mean, I wanted her to, and she didn't. She was. You could see how tensed up she was. It was like, ooh. And she, you know, that land blind went good. I wanted her to walk away from this. I didn't want to have a bunch of handles on that mark. There was no value.
Go, baby girl. Good job.
Plant the blinds. Plant the blinds. It makes me do that. All right, dog the line. Dog 20. That's a good start. Good start. Be careful. She almost auto-casted there. Did you see that? I like that whistle. That was a good whistle. Go back, yeah. Downwind should be verbal. This will be silent. Tell you what, she's continuing that pattern of auto-casting a little bit though. Verbal, but I don't. You're not deep enough. Nobody's moving, and you're by her. Yeah, you got a little project here. She's got. more worried she gets, the more she autocasts. Nope. That was a good correction. You'll get it there. I think you'll get it there. Did she go too deep?
Yeah.
Blow. Yeah. Blow coming. So, all right. She's coming in now. She's still got to come in a little bit. She still has to come in just a little bit. There she winded it right there. I think because she had gotten in trouble some, I think she kind of may have smelled it, but was a little nervous about getting it. All right, come on back. Yeah, that's good. That's something you're going to have to put some work into. It seems to get is when it seems to show itself a little more. And it's even when you blow a bunch of whistles close to each other, it kind of creates a little bit of anxiety that can promote that. So, but you handled it fine.
Sit. Back.
What do you think? Yeah. Yeah. Toot.
Ah.
Be careful here. That's a dangerous. Okay. Straight up. Sidestep. There's that auto casting rearing its ugly head. That'll get it right there.
I was hoping it was, well, maybe it is me going too fast and it's
Well-
gonna take her a while to.
You know, there's times where you do tend to, when it gets crunch time, you do tend to speed up. But there were times where she just, took off. It's, she got a thing going on, so it's obviously something you're going to want to address.
I know she's auto-casted in the past, but it usually was like a 1 day. It was, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know.
I mean, it's just,
Here. So she
things
wants
come up,
Here.
and you got to work on them. That's why I have a job, because problems happen. Yeah.
So I know you didn't like that she was way over there.
No, I was okay with that. I mean, I was, it really wasn't about, you pushed and she was trying to be I think she was doing that because she was trying to respond to what she thought you wanted her to do, is influence left.
Yeah, I think.
She takes real courageous lines in cover and stuff. Look at that.
Yeah, I did too much push, and then so that
No,
and then I didn't want to handle until she had a little momentum because she gets buggy.
No, it's okay. I mean, you're only, I mean, you misjudged the depth on the short blind when you called her in when she wasn't deep enough. And then it kind of went south after that. But that's, that happens. Let's plant the blinds. Plant the blinds?
Take my finger.
Oh,
Thank you.
it was kind of like having a transmitter. That was better? I've made every one of those mistakes, and if people say they haven't, they're lying.
I have inexperience as my.
That's why you're here. You're getting experience. 50.
No bird. No bird. Dead bird. That's it. No. Here. 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 No. No. Here. Heel. Heel. No. Here. Here. Dead bird. Back.
Remember, you can move forward.
Back.
That should have had a voice with it. But all in all, that was not a bad blind, was it?
There it is. Heel. Out. Here. Heel. Heel. Dead bird. Dead bird. Back. Back. Back.
A little sloppy at the end. Got on the, see how she hit the blind planter trail and ran to the holding blind? But she didn't die there. She did get back. But you guys, you're getting your guys self caught in a place where you can't move laterally because you're not getting in that little, you're not getting ahead of that little bush. You're finding your, and you're getting yourself where you can't step and. This dog stayed with her. He made a couple judgmental errors as a handler, but all in all, the dog tried hard.
Here, let's get our bird. Let's get our bird. Honey.
Wait, that's the wrong page.
Thought she was going to break right, but she kind of figured that right out. Let's no, okay. All right.
Atta girl, come on.
You can feed her.
Atta girl.
Okay, if you want to go grab some a bird, we're ready to plant. So okay, you're up next. Okay.
Atta girl, Bun Bun.
You little, you little sugar nugget, you. All right, ready when you are. 42, run the blind, please. Come on, win the argument. You need to change your mind before she gets 10 yards further. And she ain't changed yet. Toot, come on. Take a look where you got to go to. She's telling you she wants that bird. She doesn't want to hear what you have to say. That's why she did. Go. Come on.
Back!
Slow down now. Ooh, she's thinking about, she's not looking there, but she thinks that I can smell that bird or I can taste it. Sit with a neck. Blow, neck. Blow again. You can nick with that whistle too. All right, cast. Two. She's gonna get that bird if you're not careful. Verbal left back.
Back!
That was a cast and a half. You know one reason she took the cast? Because she wouldn't look at him, he had to wait so long. And sweating her to wait actually paid off for him. Now, I wasn't sure, you know, maybe a couple nicks didn't hurt either. Heel.
Heel. No, dead bird. Heel. Back.
Okay, come on, get up there and get Toot. You see where you got to go, right? Yeah. It's one thing to start there. It's one thing to stay there. That's a pretty cool little dog. She just needs a little more structure in her world. Ooh.
Back.
Yeah. Come on, come on. Oh. That's no good. She says, oh, you can try a big over again, but
Back.
back's not going to get you a directional change. It's only going to enhance momentum in the same direction she wants to go.
Over. Over.
Yeah, you got to reel her in, because you'll never see her again until she's up on that mountain. Here.
Here.
See where she's coming in deep of the holding blind. I'll be damned.
Back.
Don't go verbal back. She's going to turn opposite of the previous cast, dude.
Yep.
Here.
Yeah.
Toot. Can you see her?
I do.
You need to walk out a left-handed cast, but you got yourself where you can't walk.
Over.
She never, no, she went. You got a fighting chance of getting this bird now. Mm. Yeah, when you got that left-hand start, when she came like a freight train this way, you had to realize you had to, remember yesterday I asked you if you dove hunted?
Yeah.
Well, you're shooting behind them again. I tell you what, she's a bird finding little machine. I said, you get a little bit of discipline and get her cleaned up around the water. She's got one thing on her mind. That's called, never met a feather she didn't like. Let's plant the blinds. So I think, okay, copy that. What do you, this is, all right, I think you should be in this friendly area. We're not doing the mark with this dog.
Heel.
Okay.
Well, unless you think that it would spur her on by doing the mark first.
I'll tell you what, let's do the short blind, then do the mark, and then do the long blind.
The short line seems mighty long to me.
Okay, the shorter of the two. Now, when you send her here, send her with purpose. Now, but you know, what she's done is she's keyed in on that holding blind. So you're not sure where this blind is?
I've already lost it. Yeah, I have
It's
to
over
go
left
through
more.
that. Yeah, I've got to go through that little keyhole there.
Yeah, right.
Between those
And
two
her whole
pieces.
fix is she sees that holding blind, and she's essentially seen the equivalent of a gunner.
Heel, lead it, lead it.
When you send her with conviction. There you go, much better. And a good start on top of it. Try it again. She kind of looked away from you. There she went. Toot. Throw a little bit of voice in, but she could show up anywhere. Back?
I can't see it.
I know, I can't either, but there she is. Now she's... Okay. So, now blow another come in. Ooh, she's way...
Oh, she got it.
Yeah. And it's just, you know, if you're going to be a little sloppy at the end, make sure you're sloppy on the downwind side, not on the upwind side, because you can survive that. You're going to pick up the bird. Do you want to do the mark now or the another blind?
Which do you think would be best?
Let's do the other blind.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I see it now. Okay. Heel. Heel.
Once again, when you send with conviction like you did the first time.
Heel.
Okay. Toot. Okay, now be slow. Take your time. Take a deep breath. Go ahead and cast. You can tell she's looking a little bit at the gallery. That's fine. She picked you out now, I think, but that's a good whistle. I want you to go straight up left silent with a tiny step left if you can. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Toot. Give her right angle back with voice. Blow. Okay, give a silent right with it. If you can make a little step to the right, it'd be helpful. Okay, blow. You better go voice here. Back with the left hand. Blow. Okay, it's all right. I think she sees it. Left angle back. Throw a voice in. I think she sees it. Okay. All right, we're gonna do a single Eli and retire. All right.
Nothing like a no-go to just make your heart.
I wish I could figure out what that stupid speaker deal is doing. Only way to know which it is to hook that to a different, like hook that my mic to that thing and see if you're getting sound in the camera. Retire, Eli. Go ahead and retire. Yeah, it won't hurt. She was, you know, it was interesting. Once you, when you sent her the second time, you could tell she had no intention of not going. Plant the blinds. You got an exit strategy here? Here, you can give me the bird and you manage the dog. Was that fun? Good. Go over to where our next deal is. It's going to be just on the other side of the vehicles. You guys got another test in you? We got to power through it today. Tomorrow looks iffy on, you know, we're going to be glad we got a lot in today. I'm just getting warmed up. Dog 20.
Deal. Leave it. Dead bird. Getting a dead bird.
No, get up there. Get up there where you need to be. He'll protest. Toot. Soon as that right hand shoulder drops, you better blow. You better not let him. It's like right now. Now you can go pretty literal. You want to. You better go left, verbal back. He may not see the. He came in on that. Now you go silent, I think. Yeah. That's. Okay. Come on back. You got this, girl. I said, you got this.
Good boy. Good dead bird. Sit. Sit. Back.
Okay, this is where this is probable. If you're giving it right, it needs to be verbal.
Back.
Now wait, be slow here, real slow. This is a pretty critical cast. Nice. Really nice, really nice. Now, watch his body. Toot. You could see when he popped, his head kind of went up. He was, okay, now walk it out.
Back.
Right hand verbal back.
Back.
There you go. Okay.
It's sitting.
Good boy.
He said, are you sure this is my duck?
Well, I've done a lot of consoling.
Right at the end.
Maybe too much, because now he gets out there and stood wait for permission. Good boy here.
You can go, she said she does a lot of heavy control at the end of the blinds. You can get a dog, they call it scent popping, where they get to the blind, they smell it, and they'll pop. If it starts happening on marks too, you know, you do want to pick your battles on when you're going to hammer them for not stopping right on top of the bird.
Good boy.
Couple things, huh?
With poison bird drills too, if you handle a dog off of a bird,
And then you tell,
do that too much.
yeah,
get
then,
them out there and
yeah, you don't want them to default to ignoring birds when in doubt.
Decker.
they won't go back.
Pretty impressive for a 20-month-old dog, I'll tell you. You do,
How old that dog is?
yeah.
Good boy.
But you know, I mean, the biggest thing with him right now is going to be just managing some of this noise stuff. Okay, plant the blinds. I know. I mean, I know you're thinking about it, but you've got a lot of other good stuff going. We may not want to throw this birdie again. He's got spaghetti coming on his butt.
I think that white flag is definitely influencing those first dogs.
They're not as going that way as much.
Can I hand this to you?
You most certainly can. This is your mulligan, your get out of jail free card. Use it good. Yeah, you okay there? .22, run the blind. Would you like to film from over here?
Heel. Dead bird. Back.
Two. All right, get where you can see her and give her a right-handed verbal. Now you're in the game. Don't let her, yeah, just beware of downwind momentum because it's hard to change, see? Toot, toot. Remember what you said about being left of that round bush. Toot. Now we're going to go left angle back silent. There you go. You got that cast. Verbal. Verbal back. Blow. Okay. All right.
So you're non-verbal back right there, or you're non?
Now, no hands.
So verbal back, no hands back.
Well, she was right on line. You really didn't want any. You didn't want to go too far right. You didn't want to go too far left.
What way did you think that dog would have?
I couldn't tell there. That wasn't classic.
My dog was in a similar situation. I decided.
Yeah.
She decided for herself.
Yeah, she said, Mom doesn't know where it is. I better find it on my own.
Back.
Now slow down. Just slow down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Toot, toot. Beware of right momentum, guys. Right side is urgent. Left side, you can be patient. Toot, toot. You gotta get her significantly left before she gets into that cover, because you won't be able to see her. Toot. Do it again. Yeah. You see, you guys I've tried to tell you guys where to stand, but you find yourself in that bad spot. Here. Now move to your right. Move to your, see, she's got nowhere to walk. You need to regain your ground so you can walk a cast out. She's right in front of the gallery. Now I would run to my right. as I'm watching the dog. Toot. This is verbal for me. It's a right, because you don't want much. I think it's verbal. Toot. And that's the cast I just didn't predict. But that's right. Now go silent. This is not going to be too bad. You just got to make sure you don't miss it on the left, and you didn't. Okay. It's going to make you better. I'm going to call you Cool Cat. On those lanes.
Not anything anyone who knows me would ever.
Well, we're going to call you because you're going to be cool and calm and collected on these blinds.
Here.
She said, "Don't be making fun of my mom." All right, talk her in there and here.
Heel.
Okay.
Where's your mark? Penny.
She says, "I've been wanting that hole the whole time, and you finally get to have it." Okay. That was good stuff. I mean, that was good training there for everybody involved.
Out there further than I thought he did.
Well, he only threw it short for his friends. Okay, that's it. That's it, guys. Awesome. Thank you. All right, I ain't slowing down yet. I'm running over to I got something picked out. We're just getting going. I'm grabbing this.